Good morning. It is Friday. Thank you, Jesus, for the day. Let's get to work. Brandon's going over to the alabaster kitchen remodel, and he's going to start installing the doors, door fronts, drilling the handles, and then hopefully everything fits and everything is then done there today. So I'll be posting that video and making a whole montage of the whole series and posting that video. With that being said, yesterday we sort of started on our new kitchen remodel. I think I'm going to call it the white oak clear coat kitchen remodel. It's white oak and it's just clear coated, no stain. So we started on building all of our face frames here out of white oak. We had to Craig jig them, put them together, sand them down, double check all the sizes for the face frames, sand them with a palm sander, and start getting those clear coated. The other thing we also did yesterday was we built all of the drawer boxes right here. Dovetailed, maple, 5/8 inch, soft close, full extension, and hold up to 100 pounds. So those are done. We're gonna get those face frames done today. And Carl's cutting out the cabinet shells. And then if we have other time, we could cut the skin side panels or maybe even the shelving. So kind of see where the day goes, but the first order of business is getting the face frames done. Set up our Craig pocket hole machine for our white oak face frames. I have it set for 3/4 inch material. It's a hair back farther than 3/4 because these are really 13/16, so that's the way I like to do it. Bit set up correctly here. Almost touching. So that's good to go. Jacob has me organized for this. I'm going to start pocket screwing while he gets the Milwaukee's out. Starts putting everything together. You got to take cardboard off though.
Yeah, I hate this cardboard.
No, there's a nail over there, so I put it down because it scratched up one of the doors. I did. Actually, you did.
No, I would never. I'm
no?
a good shooter.
Oh.
All
right. Well, we're going to start putting face frames together and pocket hole jigging them out with the Craig. Started pocket jigging all of our white oak face frames with our Craig pocket hole machine. Jacob's going to start putting those together. And I have those and then a bunch more. Hey, will you load me up with the rest of them before you start? That way I can just rinse and repeat it. We have it set up for 13/16 material. Let the motor rev up, and then you can cook. And all I do is I just hold it down and I place them into the position that I need to. That way the motor's constantly running, so it's always up to the RPMs or the speed. But on my 1.5 inch, I don't know if you can see, there's a gray line. I butt it to it, so that way I'm able to get 2 pocket holes in there, spaced correctly. On my wider pieces though, I'm able to have a little more tolerance or clearance, so I'm able to butt the piece over. If this was 4 inch, I would put a 3rd one, but on 3.5, we still don't need that. Everything's glued, everything's dadoed, everything's screwed, so 2 is plenty on that. I just have this whole stack left to do, and then I'm gonna help Jacob put together face frames. There's 2 wonky, not wonky, but, well, there's 3. Our corner cabinet, which is always my favorite. Lazy Susan, which is kind of a pain. And then we have this weird sink face frame. So we're gonna do that, get everything double checked, measured, and then we'll get them just slightly puttied with color match, and then we'll vertical belt sand everything down to 3/4. I got all of the pieces Craig jigged. Jacob's been putting together a bunch of the face frames, and now I'm doing the same. I'm doing our Lazy Susan face frames. And then I'm doing one side, there's one side right here. In the last video you saw how they kind of go together, but that's one side, and then I'll do the other side. And then before I put them together, we need to get them sanded. So, because obviously you can't sand it once it's all together like a, I don't know how to describe it really. It's kind of weird or odd, but you can't sand it obviously once it's all together. So I'm going to put that parts together, this part's together, and before I put each of the parts together, we'll sand them down to 3/4 inch thick. There we go. One of our YouTube videos got 1,000 views. That's amazing. Thank you, Jesus, for that, for real. Definitely don't be deserving that. Not one bit. There we go. Next piece. Clamp that thing. Make sure we're flush on the bottom, which we are now. 1.25 on the inside. Yep. And then 1 inch on the outside so we don't blow out the end grain. Perfect there. So once everything's sanded, we'll put these together just like this. But obviously we can't do that until it's sanded down. 12 3/4, 12 3/4. The other piece was 12 because the 3/4 on this piece is blind. It's gonna go behind, and that's how we attach it with pocket screws. That's why it's pocket screwed right there and on this piece. So these are ready to go get sanded. Basically, I'm just having Jacob, none of them are easy by any means, but I'm having Jacob do the field, and then I'm going through, I'm kind of doing the hard ones. There's a hard sink, it's angle cut, it's weird. The corner cabinet upper is hard. Lady Susan's not hard, but then there's also number 14, where are you? Right here. Has a middle brace piece. So while I'm figuring these out, he's just able to do the field and just get it done. You're back. All right, there we go. I'm gonna have them all done. I think I am. Superman? Best superhero right now.
Best?
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Gosh, no. He can't be the best when the best one is who found him. Iron Man's the best. And that's not even just... He's the best. And you want to know why he's the best? Because the whole Marvel universe is around him. It's all started on how he went from a bad guy to how he sacrificed everything for everyone else. That's the whole arc of Marvel. He's the GOAT, and there's no denying that.
Kobe Spider-Man.
Ah, no. That doesn't even count.
Tom Holland Spider-Man.
The GOAT. That's Iron Man's kid. That's Iron Man's son. Can you move the dew out of the way? He'll get mad if I spill that, but then he won't move it. Well, because you put it in the way all the time.
I had this whole table and then you came over here.
You want to do them all yourself? We don't want them wrong.
All day thing.
No, goodness, no. We're going to get all the cabinets built, all the shelves built, all the doors built, everything built. Yeah, that's fair. Nah, we're gonna get these. We can get these done. And I don't know what else. Something else. Let's see what we get. Okay, so this guy, now bottom. Get it screwed in. Iron Man's a GOAT though. Never lost a battle. Huh? Yeah, but not from somebody. He died because he became a good person.
But he couldn't save everybody in Endgame.
Huh?
Oh, Endgame?
He did save everyone in Endgame, right?
Sort of. By taking himself.
Or what was the last movie called? Was Endgame, right? 100% it was Endgame. Infinity War was the other one. Infinity War was before Endgame. Endgame was the last movie. And then he did save everyone. He did the snap.
Yeah.
Brought everyone back. Huh? Boy's a GOAT. No, Spider-Man ain't no GOAT.
Spider-Man saved all New York.
No. This one's going to be a little bit tight. I might need to cut this down. I should have put this in first. What is this? It is a little bit. It's a little bit long, if I'm going to be honest about it. Might be able to, I can't. I gotta go cut this one down just a hair. It's like a 30-second over, so needs a slight trimming, I think. And by slight, I mean slight. Alright, now, see if we can't get this in here. I knew better than to, there we go, do what I did, but I still did it. Where's my little 3-inch piece? 5-inch piece, I mean, right? 5x3. Bye, 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 bye. This one has 2 drawer boxes, so it's we gotta split the difference here. And I use this as my little spacer block. Huh? That's my tape measure. No. Alright, let's get this thing in here. Screw it in. Perfect. Oh, heavy. I can rock with that. Do the same thing over here if I can move some tools out of the way. There we go. Get it clamped into position here. Perfect. Got our long Craig bit. With our 1¼ Craig screws. And our Milwaukee drill. And our Craig clamp. And our Craig pocket hole machine. Or like Craig headquarters. So, do a little measuring. 39 minus 3, because that's how wide this piece is. 36. Should give us 18. Is there no pencil over here? Pencil. So 18, because the boxes are 17 and 5/8. Wide. Yep. See if we can't clamp this and get this done correctly. Looks about right. Measure it. 18. Let me go over just a hair. Like that. And get this guy screwed in here. And once I get this one done, double check it, and then move to the sink and that corner cabinet. 18. 18. Okay. Now the fun part, trying to clamp this into position. There we go. Hopefully it measures out correctly. 18. Needs to come this way a hair. Just a hair. Right there. Right there. 2 more screws. There we go. Okay. In theory, this one should be done. This is going to have a pull-out box, big pull-out box. It's going to be 38 5/8 wide, yep, for the drawer box. So there's how that face frame's going to look. Drawer box, drawer front, drawer box, drawer front, 2 doors with a pull-out drawer box. Now I just need to double check this, make sure everything's correct. Set it to the side, start working on the corner cabinet and the sink angle cabinet. Just finished cutting out the angle on my upper corner cabinet. I will have to back cut a 45 on it, but I'm going to wait to do that until it's actually the cabinet shell's ready and it's clear coated, and then I can just make sure I don't make a mistake on that. So that's done. My next task is I need to cut an angle on my sink cabinet face frame pieces, so that way I'm able to put the sink cabinet face frame together. Looking over to the vertical belt sander to get these sanded down from 13/16 to 3/4 of an inch thick. All of our face frames are ready for that process. We're going to switch between 80 grit and 150 grit to get down to 3/4 of an inch thick. And then once that's completed, we'll take them over to the palm sander. My hair is crazy. Take them over to the palm sander, and then we'll just clean everything up, make sure they're good to go, and hopefully they can get clear coated. Let's check on these drawer boxes right now, because they're in the middle of getting clear coated right now, and they're in the oven. Open that up. There you go. So look inside the oven with the drawer boxes that are curing out. I'm about to pull these out so the second coat can get sprayed. We're off sanding our white oak face frames. Through the vertical belt sander, we're going to get them down to 3/4 of an inch thick. Make these face frames look super good for our client. These face frames are just getting clear coat. It's always important that they look perfect, obviously, whether it's paint or stain. But with clear coat, it's especially important, because what the wood looks like is how it's going to look like. Because there's no stain, there's no paint, just clear coat. It's a really nice look though, especially on the white oak. We've done it on maple before. I do like how it looks on the maple. Maple likes the yellow though a little bit more than what I like personally, but I always say, it doesn't matter what I like, it matters what the client wants. Some of our clients like that look, so that's what we do for them. But in this case, they wanted white oak. And we've done white oak with just clear coat before, and it gives a nice look. Super clean appearance. So I have a whole stack to do, 14 face frames, and a whole bunch of passes to do to get these down to 3/4 of an inch thick. Once I'm done with that, Jacob will be back. He just had to run those last 4 doors to Brandon to finish up on that alabaster kitchen remodel. And then he'll be back. We'll get these palm sanded so they can start clear coating these once the door boxes are fully clear coated. Jacob just got back. I got all of these face frames sanded down to 3/4 of an inch thick. Now I'm just running over with some 150 grit sandpaper to clean everything up. And once that's completed, these white oak face frames will be ready for clear coat. All of the face frames are now sanded, double checked, completed, and some of them are over in the spray booth getting clear coated. When Jacob gets back, he's going to go get more material, wood material from our supplier, and then we're going to start organizing all the cabinet shells, Craig jigging them all, and hopefully we'll get them all put together today. So that way maybe tomorrow I can start cutting out skins, shelves, and maybe even putting face frames on. We have most of the cabinet parts organized, and now we're Craig jigging everything. I'm gonna start getting all these Craig jigs. I'm gonna make sure we're staying well set there. Let it rev up. And put ample amount of pocket holes. So that way we can put enough screws in that it holds everything along with the dado and the glue. Once we have everything pocket screwed, I think there's a few parts that we have to recut. Once we have that all completed, we'll start putting everything together real quick like. You might notice how on my top and my bottom pieces, I'm starting 2.5 inches away right here. That's because when we go to pocket screw this in, I don't want to run into the Craig jigs that are on the face frame.
Toe kick meant to be.
I don't know. Is that all of them though?
Yeah, should be over here.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Doesn't seem to fit.
But it goes to this line, brother, right here. So it does. Yep. Perfect, right? You can put number 5 with its counterparts. I'd rather have too many Craig jigs than not enough. go like this. Size it up. Put the best side up top. And Craig jig. Rinse and repeat it until everything is complete. Look at all the custom cabinets that we have completed so far. Another 1/2 inch thick. UV plywood, double-sided. That's what the customer wanted on these. Big, tall pantry. That's the bottom part of the pantry. We're gonna put an upper part, and we have to split it in half because the ceiling to floor, it's tight, so we aren't able to pull it up as one unit, which kind of stinks, but is what it is. It's Jacob's favorite, though. Jacob's over there screwing in at the top part of the pantry, actually. And I'm gonna be gluing. Oh, this is a good glue bottle. Putting together this big boy. Jacob don't like putting the big boys together. It's taller than me. You're taller than me. I'm 6 foot. Huh?
6'2".
Nah, you're the same height as me. You're 6 foot.
You got boots on.
No, I don't. I got New Balances on. New Balance hit me with a sponsorship. Huh? I don't know. It's just how I was raised. Jacob's over there making fun of me. So I'm standing sideways. New Balance, give me a shoe sponsorship. I'll rock them.
New Balances are very comfy.
Huh? New Balance is the most comfy. It's a New Balance. That's why I'm standing like that, because I got New Balance.
You got old people balance.
Huh?
Yeah, you're on status.
Oh. I'm Gen Z. I ain't millennial. You know what Gen you are? You're Gen Tide Pod. Yeah, you guys just eat the Tide Pods. That's crazy. That's crazy. Generation Tide Pod. That's what the name of the video should be. Building custom cabinets with Generation Tide Pod. That'd be tough. Oh no, they'd know. White Oak Clear Coat kitchen remodel. It kind of rhymes. That's what I'm going with. White Oak Clear Coat. Think it'll be a good name. Not really sure. We'll know when we know. Slumming it with the DeWalt. Jacob's got all the Milwaukees over there. Hey DeWalt, hit us with a sponsorship. I'll rock it. But Milwaukee hit us with a sponsorship. I'll definitely rock it. Cobalt. Ryobi. Not great though.
They used to have a really nice color grill. I loved it.
You loved it, didn't you? Now I'm going to put in my bottom piece here. Everything is Craig jigged out. Our pocket screws. Everything's dadoed. Everything's glued. Everything's screwed. Perfect. Nice alignment. Get it screwed in there. Using our 1¼ inch drywall screws. Some people hate that we're using the drywall screws. They're not really holding any weight. I mean, they are, but there's a million screws. Everything's dadoed and everything's glued. We like the drywall screws because they sink. You don't have to countersink. You don't have to do an extra step, anything crazy. And there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's 26 screws in this one cabinet, not counting the pocket holes, which are 26. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so 12. So like 38 screws. Oh, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48 screws in this one cabinet. 48 screws in this one cabinet. It's not going anywhere, and it's all dadoed, and it's all glued, and the face frame's dadoed and screwed. And I only counted 3 on the back, but there's actually more. 50 screws in this one cabinet. And it's only 31 7/8 wide. Not that wide of a cabinet. we can make, we've made 60-inch wide cabinet before, which obviously has more screws. So it's not going anywhere. And the 1/2-inch material some people don't like either, but it's cheaper than the 3/4, and the client was wanting to not spend $8 billion. And the 1/2-inch holds up perfect under quartz, under marble, under anything for the countertops. So that's not a fear or worry. It's good American-made plywood right here and from the USA. It's good quality. It's UV'd both sides. So it's clear coated both sides. Protected, durable. It's not particle board, it's not MDF, it's real plywood. It's clear coated both sides. We are able to make 3/4 inch, but just not worth the money. Now when we start doing frameless, we'll definitely have to go to 3/4 though, because that face frame you don't have for rigidity, and you need it for the hinges and everything, so along with the edge banding. But for these, the face frames are all solid material. These happen to be white oak, 3/4 inch thick. For the most part, they're 1.5 inches wide. The top's like 3.5 because of the crown molding we're doing. And if there's any tight space in the kitchen, which there's one, those are going to be like 3 or 3.25. So that way the door can open, nothing hits, nothing gets ruined. Another cabinet done. I'm going to be done rambling. I'm going to put that cabinet together. All of our cabinets are now put together, including our Super Susan. Jacob did good work. A lot of them right there. We're going to clean out the dust collector and then maybe start cutting the skins. The drawer boxes have 3 coats of clear coat on them. They're finished. And the face frames are over here. I think they're finished. Yeah, I think so. It's another thing that's done. Clear coat on all the face frames. White oak clear coat kitchen remodel. We're gonna have a big day today here. This weekend, I datoed out all the face frames, screwed all the face frames on, built all of our tremendously thick shelving that's sitting right over there. So now what I need to get done is I need to cut out all of our bottom skins, and then I need to check to make sure the shelves fit, measure all the cabinets, double check all the cabinets there, make sure all the shelf holes are in, get these cabinets over there so I can measure for doors. And then there is this face frame I need to put on. It just got clear coated, and I think there's 2 more so for those 2 cabinets. So there is a few other things, but just gonna kind of clean everything up, make sure everything measures out correctly, and sort of go from there. It is legitimately 95 degrees with like 90% humidity this week. So it's gonna be super hot, which makes it a lot of fun, but we'll get it done either way. So once we get this whole area completed, bring the cabinets over there and we'll measure for doors. Started cutting out my bottom skins for all of our white oak cabinets over there. Doing the 1/4 inch pieces first, so I need a 28.5. Try to line that up correctly. There we go. Bring it over here. This one's for the microwave, so I'm also cutting a 3/4 inch piece. I'll glue everything together. That'll be a nice fit. That way then it can help support the weight of the microwave. And we don't have any issues there. Cross this off the list. So I need a 30 1/8. Come right down here. If I can do it. There we go. Get us another piece and make sure it looks good. Perfect. Double check that it fits here. It should. Yep, it will. I think I'm going to spray it right now with our contact adhesive by 3M. Trying not to pile it up too high. I do like putting a decent amount on though. Bottle's kind of running out. Ugh, you gotta be kidding me. There we go. A little bit got right up there. I'm gonna wipe that all off. There we go. Now that's all off. I'll let that sit for a minute. Maybe I can cut another piece. So that's a 22 and a half, 22 and a half, 22 and a half. That's a 3/4. That one, no. So I need a 13, an 18 and a half, and a 15. Okay. What can this be used? Nothing. Can this be an 18 and a half? Nope. But it can be a 15. Do that right now. Then we'll go put that other piece on, and then we'll put this piece on as well. I'm gonna kind of double check all the cabinet measurements as I go, double check all the shelves as well. That way when Jacob or Brandon get back, we can just keep cooking. So this one was number what? Number 1. Bring it all the way down here. I know number 1's down here. Okay. Probably should have double checked that it fit before I did this, but I'm going to trust that I was able to measure it correctly. I'll let that cool right there for a minute, let it dry up. It is so incredibly humid and hot today, but it's good. These feel really good, so now push it all the way down. Nice tight fit there. Just kind of go all the way around. I want to make sure there's no air in there. There we go. Don't like to hammer it too hard. It doesn't really need it, quite honestly. There we go. Okay. That one's done. Besides, I just need to double check the width, the height, the depth, double check the shelf holes, and double check all the shelves. But we'll do that in a little while once I kind of get all these other ones cut out. Need an 18 and a half. Scoot it down a minute here. There we go. 18 and a half. Perfect. Double check that. I just moved it. Nope, that's perfect. Okay. 18 and a half by 10 and a half. Don't really like any of that. There we go. Done. That's number 2. Do this again, spray. Number 2, there you are. This contact adhesive is nice. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's really nice. You don't have to pin nail or brad nail or any of that. When I pack out the microwave though, it'll be 1.5 inches thick and it'll be 3 layers. What I'll do is I'll contact cement everything, and then I'll come through brad nail it so it sandwiches everything together, and I'll color match putty it. So that way, the microwave would cover it. You wouldn't have to putty it at all, but I just do it. See, is it gonna fit? It does. Thank you, Jesus. Push it down. Make sure it's tight everywhere and it's looking the way it should. Feels good. Okay. I think I'll cut one more. I think it's number 3 that I need. Is that correct? Yep, 13 1/4. And then I think all of the 10.5s are done. For the 1/4 inch anyway. I had to pack out the pantry, the top and the bottom, because we had to do it in 2 parts. Upper part, lower part, because the cabinet's going floor to ceiling. And there's no place in the house to get it angled, to get it stood up. So we just have to do it as 2 parts, and then we'll put 1 long side panel that will cover up the seam. It looks good. We do it that way quite often. I mean, I always prefer to make it as 1, but a lot of times there's just not the space in the house, or the height requirements in the house aren't what we need it to be to get it tilted up. I've done it another way as well, where I just made the toe kicks separately, and that worked. But that was almost more of a pain. I don't know. It wasn't, but it kind of was. And it was only on an 18-inch deep, or not an 18-inch deep, a 21-inch deep. So the angle that you need was a lot easier to get it up, because it's not as deep as like a 24-inch deep. So I'm always worried I won't be able to stand it up, and then what do you do? And you're kind of screwed. So we'll just build it as an upper and a lower, connect them. The doors will cover the front seam. Side panel covers any of the side seams, and it all looks amazing. So yeah, and I build the cabinets all the way to the ceiling. I don't leave any room. Client's paying for biggest rough opening we can do for their cabinets, so I'm gonna give them the biggest rough opening that we can do for their cabinets. I had a question about this 23 number 4. It's definitely 23.5 by 23. That is not number 4. I don't know. I don't know what I got going on right there. Oh, I know exactly what that is. That's for a side. I'm packing out this side, so when our big fridge panel goes to it, that 1/4 inch will be packed out so I can screw into it. I was like, why is that measurement like that? That makes zero sense. Okay, while it dries, I'm gonna tidy up my space. And then I'll put that on. And I'll start cutting all my other material, get those on, and then double check everything, double check the shelf holes, measurements, and all of the shelves. All of our bottom skins and this one side skin are on all of our cabinets. The top part of this pantry we packed out, and the bottom part of this pantry we packed out South's way. When that goes on top, we can screw up through the bottom here, which you'll never see, and there's material that it will grab, it'll hold. There'll be a slight seam here, obviously. The doors, the way I'm gonna measure, will cover. And on the side here, a side panel going all the way up 95 and like 1/4 inches will cover all of that. So that's awesome. Need to put that face frame on, that face frame on, and that face frame on, and then I need to put our pack up material on there to the microwave. This skin is here because we're building a tall side panel for the other side of the fridge. And I want this flush here, so that way when we screw in on this side into the panel, it doesn't get wonky. We don't have to shim it out on site. Things are just ready to go. So next step is measure everything, double check it, width, height, depth, make sure the shelf holes are there, and then double check the shelves. Move anything that is done over there, so that way I can start measuring for doors, and then hopefully face frame, pack out, double check, face frame, double check, and then face frame, double check. And then everything will be over there. Once we do all that, there's still so much left to do, but need to do a pan divider for one of the cabinets, and then we need to obviously measure for doors, put on the skin side panels, 1/4 inch, grain up and down on the white oak clear coat. Need to put those on, install the drawer boxes that are finished, and then the build the fridge panel along with all of the trim. We'll have to custom build everything since it's white oak. So that'll take some time, but we're making progress. Just put our microwave face frame on, double checked all the measurements, the shelf holes. Now Jacob is going to double check the shelf for me. Once I get this bottom packed out here, I'm going to sandwich it, contact adhesive, and then brad nail it all, color match putty it all. Be good to go. I think I put that putty away, which is silly. Let's take a strut, let's take a stroll. We've double checked all the cabinets so far that are pretty much completed. They're sitting over there. There's a few more that are completed that we need to move. And then there's a few more cabinets that we need to complete still. So, those three. This one, there's quite a few. So, just need to keep on trucking here. That's actually setting up really nice. Once I get this one completed, I'll move it, and then Jacob and I will get this face frame on this big boy right here. It's going to be a 2-drawer box, 1-drawer box, 2-drawer box with drawer fronts, 2 doors, pull out, drawer box, whole width. Then there's also going to be a shelf. So that's going to be a pretty cool one, pretty cool cabinet. Get that in there. Contact that down. And then we'll hit it again so we can put our 1/4-inch piece. So our half plus our 3/4 plus our 1/4 will give us 1.5 inches of material that we're able to drill through for the microwave. We don't really deal with appliances at all. We tear out all the old stuff. We build the custom cabinets. We have another countertop company that's family owned and operated. We schedule them all. They come in, do the countertops. We have our plumber, electrician for the plumbing and electrical. But we don't do anything with appliances, but a lot of times we'll help the client drill the microwave, so, and hang it. That way then it's also just good to know that it fits. So, Jacob, you can double check this shelf. You want to do that real quick before I put this on? Jacob's gonna grab the shelf, see if it fits. Then once you put that shelf back, Jacob, will you grab this face frame? The other one's that sink face frame, so we don't need that, obviously. It's gonna be a little wonky situation. That looks perfect. Love that.
Is it the one with the like 45 cuts on it?
Yeah, that one's not the 45. That's the big boy. The 45 one we don't need. That's for the sink that we're gonna install on site, because it's not really a cabinet right now. It's kind of wonky, but we've dealt with it before for that double color job, so that we did up in Iowa City. So it's essentially the same thing. I'd argue this time it's a little bit harder because there's no cabinet right next to it. So, but we'll figure it out. I grab my nails here. I use 1.25 inches, so it goes through every piece. Oh, you gotta turn the brad nailers on. I always forget about that. Always forget about that. There we go. Put quite a few of these in here. That way, along with the contact cement, this doesn't pop up when I go to screw through it for the microwave. Then we'll use a little color match putty. Really don't have to do this, or I'm going to. Then when I move this out of the way, Jacob, do you want to start on that next face frame? That's all. Beside that and the Lady Susan are the last face frames we got to put on. You can take that battery out of that brad nailer, put it on the impact. If you want to drill, get it. The impact's kind of sus for this operation, but otherwise, if you just get it up there, I can screw it in. If you get like the shelf ready, stuff like that. So I'm going to take this over there and we'll start working on that big boy. This big boy up there now. It should fit. I tested this out yesterday. So when I dadoed, yep, it's good over there. Looks good here. It's definitely snug. That glue in there, so line it up on the top and screw it in. That's all there is to it. Make sure we're down all the way everywhere. And all I got to do here is just screw everything in. I'm gonna use my straight edge to make sure it's perfectly straight. Double check the measurements. I'm gonna move this guy along with the others, and then we'll start on the pan divider. Jacob's working on the toe kick. We got that face frame on there. Now I'm gonna work on this Lazy Susan, putting this face frame on, and then I will work on the toe kick since it's a little funky toe kick. It has to be that side panel is going on the left-hand side. Okay, so Lazy Susans can be a little more challenging, but we'll get it done. You're kind of working with two different planes at one time, and everything needs to make sure it ends up being square and works out okay. So it can be a little challenging, but that's okay. There we go. It was good, I think. There we go. Okay. Pull that down. Sink it in. Perfect. Make sure this can get in there. Now, I just need to screw this whole thing off. Make sure the heights are all correct. And then I'll start working on the toe kick for this. Lazy Susan face frame on, and we did our toe kick where I built these boards up, nailed this in so it's super solid. Again, I think the weight of it would just hold it down, but I always get a little worried there, so that's what we did there. My next thing I'm doing is I'm cutting pieces for our pan divider cabinet. I'm going to Craig jig this piece, get this in as our top spacer here, or our top pack out, and then I'll put a piece here, another piece here with dados in it, and then I'll cut our middle divider. And I think I'll cut it this time, not Jakey, because last time he had to cut it 3 times. 3 times, Jakey, but it turned out great. And then we got to edge band everything to make sure everything looks perfect. Once that's completed, we can finally move everything. I need to set my Craig jig machine up. We can finally move everything. And then I'll measure for doors. I have my top board in for this pan divider, and essentially it's just a place for me to brad nail into. This part is for a drawer box, so it's not necessary, but essentially we're gonna brad nail board into here, brad nail board into here. It's all gonna be edge banded, looks super nice. We'll color match the holes in with some putty, and you'll never see them anyway, but I'm just gonna do it because it makes me feel better. And we have to cut dados in those 2 boards, so that way this board right here in the middle, it'll be edge banded. It can slide in and out. Helps for installation because this is a narrow cabinet, so it's terrible. I used to make them without it being removable, and it was terrible to put in and out. And then one time we had a client who, we put shelf holes in this cabinet, which is smart because one time we had a client who, oh, it's super dusty, but who didn't want it anymore. They wanted shelving, and it was all bolted in. You couldn't access it because the countertop was on. We had to tear it out. It was a nightmare. We had to reskin the whole inside. It was terrible. So say the client doesn't want it. Worst case, pull this board out. If they don't like seeing the dados, you can pop those out. A few brad nails will come out easy, putty it, and then shelf holes are already in there, ready to go. So Jacob's cutting my 2 boards here. Once they're in and dadoed, we'll find the measurement for the middle board, get everything edge banded and everything in. And then all these cabinets can be moved over there. I'll start measuring for doors, and Jacob will start on the drawer boxes. Jacob and I finished building our custom pan divider cabinet that is removable. Helps us get screws in there to lock the cabinet into the studs or the framework of the house. And again, if the client wants it out of there in the future, wants shelving, we have shelf holes drilled and is prepped for that as well. Started measuring for most of the doors. All the uppers are done. Just waiting until the slides and the drawer boxes are in to measure for these. Jacob's getting all of our brackets in place with some 3/4 inch material, a bunch of screws in there, and the brackets and the correct offset. Offset's 3/8 of an inch. And then I have our orange clips in to our drawer boxes. They have adjustment and they clip into the drawer slides right there. So I'm gonna attempt to get these in place here. And then screw everything in. Hopefully Jakey did the math correct. These are Bloom Tandem soft close full extension slides. And they can hold up to 100 pounds fully extended. They're super easy to install. All you do is whatever your offset is here, you subtract 3/8 of an inch. Same thing on this side. Draw your lines in the back, screw the bracket in, then mount the slides. That little U part right there, I slide up just a hair past the edge of our face frame. And it usually works out pretty well. Right about there. We do have a pull-out drawer box, and we'll set them back typically flush with the face frame because the drawer front doesn't connect to it. Doors are in front of it, and I want to make sure it doesn't stick out. So, do you need this? From the power of the Milwaukee, I'm going to get this thing screwed in. Hopefully everything works. There we go. That pushed it back. Oh, I'm on an angle. It's such a small little cabinet here. See if I can't get it put back into position here. It's so humid, everything's sweaty and it's moving. There we go. Yeah. Now, clipped in, feels perfect both sides. Fully extends, soft closes back into position. Everything is fully dovetailed, glued, clear coated 3 times, sent through our oven. Make sure the product's cured out. All right, that's done. Now we have about 7 more to do, and I'll finish measuring for doors. I've got all of the drawer boxes in. They're all full extension, soft close, maple, dovetailed, hold 100 pounds, fully extended. This is a pull-out box. It'll be inside the doors. So now my job here is to finish measuring these. Just have to measure the lowers right here. And then I need to clean everything, put on the side skins. Once all the side skins are on, we are able to start cutting all the trim. And I have all of the side panels, white oak, 1/4 inch, grain vertical, onto our custom cabinets here. Everything's pretty much ready to go. We do need to build all the trim, but this corner cabinet, we're gonna put this Lazy Daisy in. And then we ordered an actual Lazy Susan for our Super Susan. So we'll do that once it gets in. Camera's messy again. But we're gonna work on this Lazy Daisy, and then I think we're gonna start building the trim. Got Brandon and I, we got the rest of the cabinets, got that Lazy Daisy in. All the cabinets are done. Hey, it's Tyler with CabinetRx. We just finished up on this white oak clear coat kitchen remodel, where we made all new, brand new custom cabinets that we measured, built, installed here at this residency. Brandon over there, you pan to him. He installed everything pretty much, along with Carl. Jacob helped Carl tear everything out, all the old stuff. Things that we did here, all the white oak doors, white oak paneling, soft close, 3 hinges on everything for stability. Super duper thick shelves. Not tremendously, super duper. 3/4 inch thick, they're all adjustable, you can move them wherever you want. Brandon just got done installing this Lazy Susan unit called a Lazy Daisy, 20 inches in diameter. How was it, Brandon?
It was fun.
Terrible. But it's nice to have for storage. Super Susan down below, an actual Lazy Susan unit, super big Lazy Susan unit because we make Super Susans, not Lazy Susans. Put a nice big Lazy Susan unit in there so you can put all your stuff in there. Drawer box here, dovetailed maple, full extension, soft close, hold up to 100 pounds with a pan divider. We think ahead a little bit because we've run into this issue before where we have this nice pan divider for your pans, obviously, It's removable because, one, we need a good way to anchor this cabinet to the studs framework of the house. And also, one time we had a client no longer want this, they just wanted shelving, and it was all screwed in, it was terrible to get out. So now, it's all dadoed in, it's easily removable, and we already have shelf holes drilled, so if you wanted shelves, we could just make you shelves and be done with that. Sink cabinet right there, the fake front that opens, tips out. Over here, standard base, 2 drawers, everything dovetailed again, soft close maple, clear coated 3 times in our spray booth and oven. Little not wonky, but a little different thing we did here. Typically when a client does a pull-out box, they do 2. This client didn't want that. They wanted 1 right here with a super duper thick shelf. What else do we do here? Drawer stack, slab drawer fronts this time, not the matching fronts. Everything white oak, handles that we supplied, client picked out from our catalog, we drilled, we installed. Again, all the doors, soft close, doors right over here, we put restrictors in so they don't bang into this fridge panel. Fridge panel helps hide the fridge, obviously. 24-inch deep fridge, along with the pantry over here. Pantry's slim, I don't know if you can see on this other side of this fridge. We put shelves in there for the client, but I think what they're going to do is put the brooms or vacuums in there. So they just wanted it slim, they didn't want to kill their space over here. So we just kept it slim in width. We did put shelves in there in case they change their mind. I think that's pretty much it. Custom trim that we made, white oak, same material, face frames, doors. Applied panels are made out of here. Shaker 45 profile to match the doors. And then they wanted access to this side of the sink cabinet because it's super big, kind of a waste of space. So we just put soft closed doors right there. You need custom cabinets, trim, handles, drawer boxes, doors. If you need resurfacing, refacing, custom cabinets, call CabinetRx today.